What if I told you that there's a vast library of light where every single person's past, present, and future is lovingly held? Well, that's the Akashic Records. Welcome, sacred ones. I'm Ash. I'm an Akashic channel and an energy healer. I am a starseed lightworker and the founder of Ash Alchemy. You can check me out on ashalchemy.com. I'll leave all the links in the description box below, and in today's video we're going to talk about what the Akashic Records are, why they're more relevant now than ever, and we're going to finish up by receiving an Akashic download. Stay with me till the end to receive the download. I guarantee you it's worth it. The records are a web of consciousness that exists around planet Earth. It exists more in an energetic state rather than the physical, and it contains a record of everything that has ever happened, that is happening, and that will ever happen. Some call the Akashic Records the Akashic Field. The Egyptians reference to the Akashic Records as the net, and that's why Egyptian gods and goddesses are called the Neteru. They describe the Akashic Records as a net of light around Mother Earth where we could access divine wisdom. And that's exactly what the records are. I feel like the Akashic Records are this vast compendium of all of the energy that is ongoing in creation. And that's why the Akashic Records are more important now than ever, because we're in this time where the old paradigm is collapsing and we're birthing the new paradigm, you and I. So we can use the Akashic Records to really help ground us, first of all, and help us understand the truth of who we are amidst all the chaos that we're experiencing right now. The Akashic Records are a neutral field of unconditional love. There's no judgment here. There's no condemnation. There's simply facts. These incidents that have happened across all timelines are simply recorded in the records, and it's not a place of judgment, but a place of wisdom. As I mentioned in several of my other videos and reels, we are all going through something called the collective ascension. This means that humans, animals, plants, and Mother Earth herself are waking up and realizing that we're more than just our 3D existence. We're waking up and realizing that most of us are plugged into the matrix, and many of us, like myself, are unplugging. Now, during this great time of shift in consciousness, there is a lot of chaos as the old paradigm collapses. The Akashic Records offer us a solace in this chaos because it's very easy to look into the records to see what the truth is. One of the key rites of passage during this ascension is our own awakening. The very first thing that happens as we awaken is that all of our old trauma and wounding comes up. And we're tasked with healing ourselves so that we can ascend. And as we do this, the Akashic Records can be one of our best allies because we can look into what are our themes, why are we here, how do some of my past lives affect me. And as we look into these themes in past and parallel lives and timelines, we become very aware of what our patterns are and what we have come to Earth to transmute. This means that knowing how to read the records, having your Akashic Records read and cleared, can have real world implications on helping you, let's say, break an old habit or pattern, release an old trauma. So the records become our biggest allies when it comes to self-healing during this great time of ascension. As more and more of us wake up, one thing has become certain. We're not alone. We have galactic brothers and sisters from other star systems. More and more of us, like myself, have been connecting with these beings of light, and more of us have realized that we are not alone. And many of us that understand what star seeds are and we identify as star seeds, the Akashic Records is such a beautiful tool to uncover our own galactic heritage. Now, I do galactic Akashic readings, which means I open up your records and I start by telling you where you incarnated first and then which star system did you go to, and I also give you your 3 or 4 dominant star lineages. So if that's something you're interested in, take a look at the link to book an Akashic reading with me in the description box below. People that identify as starseeds especially really benefit from accessing their Akashic records because it really helps us access and activate our own sense of multidimensionality. One thing that's happening as we awaken is we're getting and more in touch with our own multidimensionality. And as we do this, we're becoming aware of these parallel aspects of ourselves that have incarnated in other dimensions, and we're connecting with them. We are receiving the gifts from our higher selves. And as we do this more and more, the Akashic records can help us in this deep self-exploration of our galactic nature. The Akashic records aren't something that is out of our reach. Each one of us has access to our own personal Akashic records. There are 2 ways you can go about accessing your own Akashic records. The first way would be to go to a reader. Now, if you go to a reader, find someone that has access to the records directly. Like me, for example, I go into the records myself, I open up your records and I read them. So that way, because the Akashic field is so sensitive, you know that you are in safe hands. Now, certain readers, what they do is they have their angelic team open up the records and they relay the information that they're getting. These types of readings are effective too, but just make sure that there are certain limitations, because when you access the Akashic records through your guardian angels, for example, you're not able to reset the records, you're not able to cleanse the records, things like that. So this is just something to be mindful of if you have your records read. So that's one way to access them. The other way you can access your own personal Akashic records is by asking your guardian angels for a download. And this is very easy. And like I said, the records are accessible to each one of us. So we're going to get a download from your guardian angel, from your Akashic records in just a minute here. But to wrap up, be very mindful of who you get an Akashic reading with. And if you feel like you just want answers to a few simple questions, I would suggest that you start by looking at your own records and then you can have it read by someone if you feel the need. It's time now for us to get an Akashic download. So this is going to be a guided meditation where I take you into the Akashic field with your guardian angel so you can get a download. The way that this works best is if you're very specific about what information you want to receive. So think of a question related to something that's very important to you now. And you can always come back to this video and do this meditation as many times as you need. After the first couple times, you'll remember how to do it, and you can continue doing this in your own everyday life to receive answers to any questions. So once you think about that question, we're ready to get into the guided meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths. And tell yourself, I am in the perfect receptive state. I am in the perfect receptive state. I am in the perfect receptive state. Archangel Michael, I ask that you please place your blue cloak of protection over this sacred transmission. Archangels and angels, spirit teams of my collective watching this video, I ask that you please come in and carry your person on your wings with us now. Thank you, so be it. As you get deeper and deeper into this nice, relaxed, receptive state, thank your guides and angels for carrying you on their wings into the Akashic field. And as you say this, visualize you sitting on your archangels and angels' shoulders. And as they take us up to the Akashic field, feel a warmth in your heart. Feel a deep gratitude for this beautiful gift that your angels are about to give you. And start to see a beautiful, deep golden light that's shimmering. And as the angels get closer to this beautiful, shimmering, golden field of light, your soul starts to remember that this is the Akashic field. And as we enter this field, your guides pick you up and set you down on the ground. Feel the beautiful softness of this golden light, the wisdom, the serenity that exists in this subtle realm of reality. As you start to get accustomed to being in the Akashic field, turn to your guides and angels and ask them your question now. Tell your guides to respond to you and give you an answer in an easy to understand and gentle way. And as you finish asking your question, allow the answer to be presented to you. Take a minute to fully receive this answer. And thank your guides for answering this question from the Akashic field of wisdom. And as you receive the last bits of information and light codes from the Akashic fields, your guardian angels pick you up and place you on their shoulders once again. And they bring you back to this now moment. Once you're ready, take a few deep breaths and come back to this now moment and open your eyes. I always notice a shift when I've been in the Akashic fields and I come back. So let's take a quick moment to notice how we're feeling, how light we're feeling, how much wisdom and clarity is within us. I hope that you received the answer to the question that you asked. If you didn't, don't worry about it. The answer is already downloaded into your crown chakra. Your third eye will make sense of the answer and you will have a deep knowing with absolute clarity on what the right thing to do is. So you can use this meditation anytime you want an Akashic download. Reading, clearing, and resetting the Akashic records can be profoundly transformational. We can use the Akashic records to learn about our life's purpose, to learn about the collective arc that's going to happen soon. We can use the records to connect with our own multidimensional and galactic selves. And most importantly, we can use the records to support our own awakening and ascension into our highest selves. I hope you enjoyed this little Akashic journey that you and I took. Please take it easy today. Drink a lot of water, hydrate well, eat well, because when you've been in the Akashic field, you can feel a little bit different energetically. So take a day to integrate this. And if you have any questions about the records or if you like this video, leave a comment down below and consider liking and subscribing. And with that, thank you for being here and I will see you in my next one. Namaste.